Memories. Author Hossein Hirvad. This story. Professor Shandu. In Munich, I met an Iranian. When we talked about high school days, he said that he had attended a vocational school and recounted a memory from that time. We had German lessons. On the day the class started, the teacher looked familiar. We all thought, where do we know him from? Finally, someone quietly said to the surrounding boys, "That's Professor Shandu." This news spread throughout the class. The teacher said, "What's the matter? Why are you whispering?" One of the boys said, "Excuse me, sir. Are you Professor Shandu?" The teacher said, "Who is Professor Shandu?" "Iran's greatest and most famous magician forever. My name is Saeed Adel Tabatabai." "Yes, we know. Professor Shandu is your pseudonym." "I am a teacher. German is a difficult language. If you want to pass the exams, it is better if you concentrate on learning." Why we did not recognize him right away had two reasons. First, Professor's appearance in class, in a suit and his normal demeanor, with his gesture when performing magic in cabarets, and above all in a special outfit, were completely different. Secondly, no one could imagine that the famous Professor Shandu is a teacher and especially a German language teacher. But now, there was no doubt in all of us that he is the greatest magician of Iran. We badgered him until he finally admitted that it was Professor Shandu, adding, "This is a German language class, not a magic class, so I don't want to hear about magic anymore." We insisted that he just show us a number of his work and promised never to say anything about magic again. He agreed and asked us to write 200 numbered names until the next class. He said, the names can be very difficult and accompanied by adjectives, for example, mischievous Mashramjun. For 3 days, with each other's help, we chose 200 difficult names, as far as we could think of, and each wrote this list for himself on paper or in his notebook. When Professor Shandu came, everyone had the list of names on his desk. Professor Shandu said, one person should read the names at normal speed, in order from 1 to 200, for example, 1. Bald Hassan, 2 Fruits of the Oak Tree, and so on. One of the guys read all 200 names. The professor said, if you say any number, I will say the preceding name. Each of you can read out some numbers. For each number we said, he said the name in front of that number, completely and without a single mistake. The professor stood in front of the blackboard without a possibility to use any trick. This was much more than just pulling a rabbit out of a top hat. We had no doubt that the professor's brain was not the brain of an ordinary person, but the brain of a genius.